Hello, vinyl community. Welcome back. This is Hub Tunes. I am Mike. This is a video that was kind of inspired by Derek Higgins. If you guys don't know Derek Higgins, check him out. He's a jazz musician. He's an aficionado on all kinds of stuff. He's just terrific. His channel is different than most people in the vinyl community. He does more of a vlog. I don't know if he does it every day, but it's pretty damn close to almost every day, maybe. And he did a video a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe a month ago, and it was his top 100 favorite ECM records. Now, ECM is a jazz label. It's a German label. I believe it started in the early 70s. I could be completely wrong on that. They got thousands of releases, and a lot of people kind of tend to poo-poo some of it. I think there's some really, really good stuff on there. You know, the hard bop people don't always like the ECM stuff. It's a little slick as far as production goes. I personally think it's great. Do I like them all? No, I don't like them all. Do I like a lot of them? Hell yeah. So I picked 10, actually 11, records on the ECM label, my top 10 that I have that I really like. ECM is one of the first labels that I really got me into jazz when I was in high school. I listened to a lot of ECM records, which I will be showing in a second here. So yeah, just a real quick video, a little overview. My 10 favorite, actually 11, ECM releases. This is one called Everyman Band, and it's really interesting. This one is definitely fusion. Some of the ECM stuff is straight out fusion. This is really interesting. This is Michael Shorsky on drums, David Torn on guitar, Bruce Yu on bass, and Martin Fogel on saxophone. I don't know too much about these guys. This one came out in '82. It's not a real popular release, but I really dig it. I got a promo copy of it years ago, and I've kept it around, so I must enjoy it. So that's my number 10. This one is a recent release. This is John Scofield's Swallowtails, and it's with Bill Stewart and Steve Swallow. I really dig this record. I'm a fan of John Scofield. I know some people don't care for his guitar style or even sound. I dig it. I don't like all of his stuff. I prefer his early 70s. A couple of live albums that are absolutely fantastic. But he's still making music today, and this one came out in 2020, and it's a really solid guitar trio record. You got Bill Stewart and Steve Swallow with him, and I think it's a really nice release. I think it came out right in the middle of the pandemic. This one is a good one. I like this a lot, actually, and it's got a couple of, again, really nice guitarists. This is Mark Johnson. It is called Bass Desires, and this is a German pressing I picked up a few years ago. It has Bill Frisell on guitar and John Scofield and Peter Eskrine. So it's an interesting release. Mark Johnson is a bassist. He played with a lot of different people on ECM. As did all these guys. I mean, you got a lot of synthesizer, a lot of like guitar synthesizer on this. It's kind of dated, but I really enjoyed it. I actually put this on the other day before making this video, so I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It does have a little bit of a dated sound. This next one, I'm going to butcher his name, but it's Terry Repatal. This is a terrific guitar fusion record. This is really, really good. It's called After the Rain. This is a really good vintage ECM record. This came out in '76. So this is an oldie. Really, really good record. ECM is also known for their artwork. I dig their artwork. I think this is a terrific cover. I mean, that's just, I think it's beautiful. So yeah, this one's really good. If you like guitar fusion, check this out. It's really good. This next one is a spectacular record. We only have a few more to go. I love this record, and you're going to see a lot of the artists that I really, really dig, and I love John DeJohnette and his drumming, and this is Directions Untitled. This is a wonderful, wonderful record. If you guys want to get an ECM record, this might be one to start with. It's got Mike Richmond, Mina and Jack DeJohnette, John Abercrombie on guitar, and Alex Foster. Alex Foster is the tenor and soprano sax player. Richmond plays bass. And then you got, of course, Jack DeJohnette on drums. He also plays tenor sax on one song. And the great John Abercrombie on guitar. One thing that all these records have in common is pretty much all of them, the guitar work is spectacular. Wonderful, wonderful guitarist. John Abercrombie, we just lost recently. He's all over the ECM label. Just a wonderful, wonderful, really underrated guitarist. But this is Jack DeJohnette's Directions Untitled. This next one actually is responsible for getting me into jazz. This next artist. I'm going to show these two at the same time, but this is probably the first jazz record I ever bought. And that is Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays. So as falls Wichita, so falls Wichita Falls. This is a gorgeous record. Is it a little bit dated? A little bit, but man, the playing is wonderful. It's such a gorgeous record. Lyle Mays is one of the great keyboardists of all time. I just dig him so much, and got to see him, oh God, I've probably seen him 10 times. And I've seen Pat Metheny, I bet, probably 15 or 16 times. And most of the time, Lyle Mays was with him. This is a wonderful, wonderful record. This came out in 1981. Probably the first jazz record I ever bought. And that's what got me into more, especially the ECM label. I ended up buying a lot of ECM stuff. I'm a huge Pat Metheny fan. Yeah, this is great. This and American Garage, and then the live album Travels were probably the three first jazz records I ever bought. Really big into jazz fusion when I was a kid, in high school. Loved jazz guitarists, Pat Martino and Schofield and McLaughlin, Pat Metheny, John Abercrombie again. That's what I gravitated towards when I first started collecting jazz. And then later is when I got more into, then I discovered Miles Davis. And then, then it was the gates were unlocked and I just got everything. I became a big hard bop fan, and it snowballed. But this is where it all began, especially with the ECM label. This is my favorite Pat Metheny record. I cannot do an ECM video without showing New Chautauqua. This is all acoustic. This is all Pat Metheny. Everything about it is Pat Metheny. He plays everything on here. This came in at 1979. And he plays electric and 12-string guitars, acoustic guitar, 15-string harp guitar, and electric bass. And there is nobody else on this album, and he handles it freaking amazing. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous album. If you like acoustic guitars, just pick this up. You can find this super cheap. Same with this. These are in the $5 bin these days, probably even less. But my favorite Pat Metheny record out of everything he's ever done is New Chautauqua. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now we're getting into this one. This is actually a newer record. I discovered this about a year ago, and it's wonderful. I went to see Bill Frisell live. I've never been a big Bill Frisell fan. I appreciate his guitar work. I just never really cared for his style. But he was playing at a club up in Evanston here, just north of me, and tickets were only like $25. And I said, I'm going to go see him. So I did, and I had a really good time. He was really good live. He had a trio. It was just him, a bassist, and a drummer. So real simple. The music wasn't complicated, but I remember on the way back, I was like, well, maybe I'll give some of his records another chance. Well, I was in the car and I streamed this on the way home from the concert. And this is an album he did with Andrew Cyril, and it's called La Broba. butchering that. This is a gorgeous record. I love this record. It is just on trumpet is Wada Leo Smith, Bill Frisell on guitar, and Andrew Cyril on drums. There are 5 songs on here. It came out in 2017. I love the artwork. Just a really good record. I highly recommend this. It's a little spiritual, but it's got a great vibe to it. I really like this. It's not hard bop. It's not fusion. Like, it doesn't have that regular that ECM sound that people really expect. And man, it's a wonderful release. I highly recommend this. Next is we got 3 more to go. This is okay. So ECM is reissuing their catalog, a lot of their catalog. I don't know how many they've released, but I hope people are not sleeping on these. This is one that I had never heard, and I saw it was being reissued, and it had People I Love on it, and I just had to pick it up. It came out originally in 1976. It was just reissued, I think, last year. And this is Kenny Wheeler, and I'm gonna butcher that. Something high. GNU High. What a wonderful record this is. Also, again, terrific artwork. This is Kenny Wheeler on flute, Keith Jarrett on piano, Dave Holland on bass, and Jack DeJohnette again on drums. This is a wonderful record. Kenny Wheeler also plays trumpet. Wow. This is a spiritual, laid-back record. It is not gonna, it's not a party record. This is something you pour a glass of wine and just kick back and listen to. It's a gorgeous record. And this reissue is beautiful. It's nice tip-on jacket. They're doing a really good job with these. I hope people are not sleeping on them. I don't see people talking about these reissues much. Check them out. This is an incredible reissue. I highly recommend this one. 2 more to go. And these could be 1 and 2. That one could have been 1. This is a newer release. What year did this come out? This came out in 2016, and it blew me away the first time I heard it. This is Jack DeJohnette again, In Movement. And it is with Ravi Coltrane and Matthew Garrison. Ravi Coltrane, guys, he's good. I know people, again, I don't see people talking about Ravi Coltrane. I saw him live one night when I was in New York, and holy crap. He did a lot of his dad's songs. He did a bunch of his mother's songs. He had a harpist with him, Brandy Younger, who was a wonderful harp player. She was with him in his band, and holy crap. It was one of the best jazz concerts I have ever been to. Ravi Coltrane is a terrific musician, and this is a wonderful record. It is a 2 LP set. Wonderful, really good photos in the center here of the band and everything. Just really good stuff. This is somebody suggested, I don't even remember who it was. Somebody told me to check this out, and because I wasn't really into like the newer ECM records. A lot of the stuff I was listening to was 70s and 80s stuff, and this is Jack DeJohnette's In Movement. Again, terrific artwork. Highly recommend this. It's, like I said, it's a double record. It's not cheap. This was, I think I paid over $50 for it. But beautiful piece of work. And then my last one. I've said this before. I'm not a big vibraphone fan. I like Bobby Hutcherson. I love the kicker, and I like, some of his stuff. But when I see vibraphones on a record, I sometimes stay away. I don't know why. It's just not always my thing. But then sometimes I really do dig it. And it's weird that my number 1 favorite ECM record would have vibraphones on it, and it is the guy who pretty much carried between Pat Metheny and Gary Burton. I probably sold more records on ECM than anyone else. I mean, Gary Burton made a shitload of records for ECM. This is Dreams So Real, the music of Carla Bley, who is Paul Bley's wife. Again, look at that artwork. That is just, I love that photograph. So this is wonderful. This is absolutely beautiful. It's the Gary Burton Quintet. We got Gary Burton on vibes, Mick Goodrick on guitar, Pat Metheny on guitar, Steve Swallow on bass, and Bob Moses on drums. And look at these guys, man. Look at these guys. Those are a bunch of nerds. I want to hang with them. Just really, really cool stuff. I love this record. This has always been one of my favorite ECM records. Just played it yesterday, getting ready for this video, and it still stands up. I love this record. So those are my 10 favorite. Those are my 10 favorite ECM records. ECM's an interesting label. I think there's some hidden gems. There's also some. I mean, the Pat Metheny stuff is legendary. I could have showed 6 or 7 other ECM records that Pat put out, and just some really, really interesting music that I don't see talked about a lot. Yeah, I thought I'd make this video. That's about it. That's really it. That's all it is. My favorite music, turning people onto music. I'm an expert on absolutely nothing. So if you have a favorite, if there's an ECM record you know about that I should listen to, please turn me on, because there's so many and I never know where to begin. So yeah, put your favorites down under there, and yeah, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Bye.